Every year, County Farm Bureau presidents from across Georgia have the chance to travel to our nation's capital. Those travelers have an opportunity to meet with members of the U.S. Congress and Senate to talk about issues facing agriculture. The fact that the Georgia Farm Bureau is a grassroots organization is never more apparent than when the County Farm Bureau presidents from around the state meet with national lawmakers on Capitol Hill to talk about current issues. Senator Johnny Isakson talked to the group about several key issues facing producers, including farm labor and WOTUS.
And we're going to do what we always have to ultimately do, go to court and sue them and try and win one other way. But we're going to try and stop WOTUS because it's just another example of overly regulatory environment. I was around in the development business years ago when we passed the Clean Water Act. I was for it, you were for it, everybody's for clean water, we all wanted to have it. Then all of a sudden we found out that the government wanted to regulate water anywhere it was, as long as it was standing for 7 days or more, which meant a puddle on a farm.
Georgia's junior Senator David Perdue said Georgia's economy is poised to continue to grow and conveyed the message that farmers and producers are key to the state's continued growth.
In the state of Georgia, if we get the EPA to back off, and we do some things that we're talking about with cottonseed oil and a few other things to create a level playing field. If we get this trade deal done and get access to markets that we've not had access to in the last 100 years, actually, I think we can grow it.
Jeffrey Harvey, GFB's Legislative Director, told us this visit to Washington continues to be an important time for the Farm Bureau and the state's ag industry.
Well, what we do, Kenny, is we bring over 110 farmers from every corner of the state to come to Washington to talk about issues that's important to their farming operations and the other farmers around the state. And our purpose today is to come to talk about 3 or 4 very important issues that's impacting farmers around the state of Georgia. So one of the biggest is cotton assistance, some sort of help with these low commodity prices that we've got. Our cotton farmers are facing not only just prices at the farm level, but the entire infrastructure is in jeopardy, and cotton producers around the country are struggling right now. Also, the overburdensome EPA regulations. We continue to work on the WOTUS issue. It's government overreach at its worst. Also, trade, the TPP issue where we're trying to open up foreign markets. The low commodity prices can be solved if we can open up and expand markets into other countries, and that's something that we're here promoting today.
Director of Environmental and Energy Policy with AFBF Paul Slagle told presidents from the Farm Bureau around Georgia that many of the issues decided will happen here in the U.S. Supreme Court.
Sometimes when it's a theory, people think, well, it doesn't affect me. When you point out how it affects their operations day to day, take WOTUS, for example. If you have a ditch or a low depression on your property that could be regulated by the federal government, that gets people's attentions really quickly.
A large number of these issues discussed this year have been around for some time, and there is emphasis on the volunteers to continue to stay engaged. Reporting from Washington, D.C., I'm Kenny Burgamy for the Georgia Farm Monitor.